So today we stop here. If you have any, first of all, see, as you see now, when you come to the practice of wealth, your bodies, so there are sometimes little kind of, you may feel uncomfortable. But as I mentioned, just relax your mind. And what is wisdom is there. And what I can do, what limitation I have, you see those things. Because if you take personally, this, I don't like this, then it may happen like that. So don't take it personally, but how it taught. And then from there you try to understand, step by step, what one can do. Basically, this is how to let go our attachment, step by step. And then be happy yourself. So letting go, this is what the practice of generosity is. Without expectation. Try to, we practice way to try to disentangle from where we are entangled in samsara. So that if we kind of put emphasis on this, our focal, focus is to enlightenment. The focal point of this practice is to free from samsara, to achieve enlightenment. So we start like a baby, a baby 1-year-old can digest a food that much. Then 2 years old, 3 years old, slowly, the appetite becomes stronger, can digest more. Then when you're teen, 20s, then can eat the solid food. Like that. So we are growing step by step. As I mentioned in the section of the suffering, so we don't take it personally. We kind of objective look at outside how it is, and then we follow. Like here, practice of generosity, also rest, all the 6 parameters. There's a practice from the maximum point of state, and there's a practice from the minimum state, you see. So we follow step by step, see. That way we get the inspiration. Now, I need this, now I have this kind of work to do. So it gives you complete path, you see. If you discourage by hearing these things, this is such difficult place, I cannot do it. Then if we stop, that is the great obstacles we are facing. So instead, instead of we are overpowered by the obstacles, we just look at this, then follow step by step. Then after some time, you will appreciate, you rejoice. So this, wow. Basically, as I mentioned, to purify all our mental afflictions. The root cause of suffering, our ignorance. Ignorance is there are different types of ignorance. It's not just one. Ignorance of knowing how to read, write. Ignorance, knowing different types of knowledge. And here, our basic the ignorance, what it's saying is misperception of the reality nature. Some ignorant people could be very smart, Like, for example, like those who can make powerful weapons. They're very smart, Just pushing one button can kill hundreds of thousands of people, in one moment. If they're not smart, how they can make it, But here ignorance is what it means, misperception. Not knowing a right cause and wrong cause. Cause of peace and happiness, cause of suffering. Not knowing the consequences at the end. So that, and then relation to that, based on that, then the attachment, anger, pride, jealousy, so forth. So that's our kind of central focus to purify, minimize them step by step. That's what we're studying, practicing these teachings. Now, if you have any questions. Yes.
On page 192, it says the four seals on supported by emptiness.
Yes.
I think of the four seals as being like what we have in the book, the four seals of the Dharma. But these are these related to the fourfold, what we have in the back of the book, the fourfold seals of emptiness?
Four.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm. No, that's different.
So
look at the, there are a lot of same name, but when you come to the point that maybe said something a little differently, So they are called four seal. All composite phenomena are impermanent. See, And all the defiled phenomena are suffering. And all the phenomena are emptiness. And then fourth is selflessness. So that's four seal, and this four seal are a little different, you see.
And then on page 36, it has the fourfold seal of emptiness.
Okay.
Dependent origination, that nature is declared to be emptiness. Dependent designation itself is in the middle way.
No, that's based on Nagarjuna's quotation.
Okay, so
yes.
they're not I was just wondering if conceptually there was a relationship and it was just different semantics.
Okay. How you meant?
Huh?
How you meant? Cementing, yeah.
But I guess I was looking for a pattern here.
Okay.
Is there a pattern?
What kind of pattern?
Between the four seals of Dharma and the fourfold seals of emptiness, that was what you mentioned was a commentary by Nagarjuna.
Uh-huh.
And the four seals of emptiness that is being in 192. I was just wondering if there was some kind of way of correlating them.
That's relation with them. Basically, in the state of the emptiness.
Uh-huh.
Your body is nature of emptiness. The things you are giving is emptiness. The recipient is nature of emptiness. The enlightenment is also nature of emptiness. So it's this way we to get understand all these duality things. Their nature is the same nature, no different. You see.
So basically, whenever they use the word seal, they just mean stamping it.
Yes, right. Just no.
Authorizing it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
I'm just confused by the term emptiness.
Emptiness. Yeah, they say. There's a mention, in our mind that we are seeing everything's real and concrete, solid. When, from that point of view, when we talk about the emptiness, it's something non-existent. So our focused mind is non-existent. We have that kind of perception. And so that may be true, because we are perceiving everything as concrete, real, no? But in reality, whether we realize, not realize, but their nature itself it coexists based on many causes and conditions, isn't it? See, so intellectually, if you investigate each atoms of those existence, there's no independent entity, isn't it? So from intellectual point of view, so that is called as emptiness. Like the quantum physics theory, that kind of said. Then they talk about the quantum physics, the Big Bang, and so forth, So that's the intellectual kind of the theory of the how they're setting up the emptiness. But then when you practice meditation, purify our mind step by step through the impermanence understanding, you see everything is impermanent, changing. Changing means it's not real. If it is real, it cannot change. You see, for example, today is your best friend. You want to do anything that person wants. You want to sacrifice. But next day, if your friend becomes enemy, completely changed, isn't it? So your friend has been not there. It was not real. No? So that's called not real. That's what's called illusion, you see. Your so good friend became an enemy, so being friend that time is illusion. So now today's just so bad enemy, next day you can be your good friend. So this all just display of the mind, not outside that the form, how you perceive. When you perceive as a best friend, you like it, so good, friendship is so close. Now when that your mental mind is changed, perceiving as enemy, the person is a source of suffering, conflict. No? So this kind of what is not real. It's changing. So because from this you can get some understanding of emptiness. See? So when you see that person is an enemy, then being the friend is empty. Of course, a little different generally about the emptiness, but also this like it's empty. When that becomes a good friend, it becomes empty of the enemy. So like this, so when you look carefully, step by step by step, so there's nothing exists solid. So intellectually proving that, not just believe, empirically looking at that, you see how everything is empty by its nature. It's just a display. It's just a reflection. Now when you realize more and more on that, then your mind becomes very powerful mind. Pure, calm, which means your mind is more kind of absence of these negative thoughts. You see the nature of the illusory. And then through that emptiness, and then pure peace mind comes. So that's called emptiness, you see. Make sense? Look at this. That's why I say, that's why when you practice this, then all this distinction here made makes such great sense.
Khenchen,
Yes.
when you're describing the example of the good friend, I think, my attachment's, pretty strong to people, so then I think that if I practice the loving kindness and compassion, it has been really helpful that my good friends, even when we have difficult times, we get past that, so then I tend to see it as more permanent, and it's like because I'm practicing the Dharma well, even a friend that we've had a lot of difficulties and harmed each other, then we continue to be friends, so then I kind of think, well, I practice the Dharma, then my friend does become permanent. And I know when you say, bodhicitta is the real friend, you're not saying, abandoning the friends and the people that have been kind to you, but I kind of feel like I have some, confusion there because I really rely on my friends. So how do I help to resolve the attachment at the same time?
So to get rid of attachment, as I mentioned, there's so changing, changing. Everything's changing. So from that point of view, you can release the attachment. But no matter the person is changed, whether that person you are being friend or enemies or anything, but all the time that person desire for peace and happiness, that never changes. Desire that person to free from suffering, it never changes. From that point of view, you are wishing to have all the peace and happiness. Wishing that person to free from suffering is the compassion. See? Whether that person is your friend or not. See?
The four seals of emptiness, the fourth one is the emptiness of the Dharma.
That's right.
But if phenomena are empty, they're changing or they have a cause. But the Dharma doesn't change or doesn't have a cause. How is that empty?
Now, there's a sense, you see, when we perceive Dharma is something solid, that changes. See? But Dharma is a sense of the nature of the emptiness. That never changes. No, that's why it's a changeless refuge, unyielding refuge. But we, in our mind, when we perceive something, enlightenment is there, a place to go. So that does not exist, because it's your mental state, you see. Enlightenment is not somewhere to go. Enlightenment is in a place where you are, in that place you achieve enlightenment. See? Everything manifests from nowhere. Everything dissolves to nowhere. It's just display. So we need such kind of courage mind to see that. A courageous mind. That's what's called Bodhisattva. Yes.
Does generosity apply only to physical, material things, or what if you think of generosity with your time or?
Yes, that's here.
It's not
yes.
compassion, but it's not physical.
It's here mentioned first, just briefly three. See, generosity of wealth, fearlessness, and Dharma. You see, in that includes all. Actually, in the section of the generosity itself, can include all the six. That's where at the beginning is mentioned, you see, in the section, how it's grouping and division. If you divide six perfection, it can divide 36, 216, and from there you can divide into 84,000. Oh, it's a nice, 84,000 like that, so forth, no? When you put in grouping, divide into two accumulations, merit and wisdom. And when it's especially sealed by wisdom, like the fourth seal of the emptiness, and all in the wisdom section. So in this section, includes all the practices. But from our relative state point of view, it's generosity, giving things, including wealth. Then there says giving skill, giving time, giving your wisdom, so forth. See? Yes.
Talking about giving fearlessness.
Yes.
And all these things are cited here, but also shouldn't sickness and death be
Oh, yeah.
included in that?
That's why so forth.
Yeah.
And the so forth.
So forth.
As I mentioned, like I gave the example of Buddha giving, Bodhisattva giving his body to the tigress with her cups, So they include giving wealth, because he gave his body, giving fearlessness, he gave the life for them, And person who's sick, very sick, and full of pain, you go there, say, hello, how are you, how you are doing? At that moment, that person feels, just get some comfort. That is also giving. Then on above that, giving like medicine. Giving medicine is wealth. Then person is when recover from that, giving fearlessness. So there's a lot of things contained in one. Not just one thing, Like giving wealth. If you give something, physically wealth, it's wealth. And then when the person becomes so happy, you are giving joy. See? And then the person is lack of food, clothes. If you give that, and then it's giving fearlessness. See, one contains so many subjects. Yes.
But to give it also requires an incredible amount of wisdom also.
Oh, yes.
Because to give peace to one person,
Yes.
could be giving fear to the person next to them.
Yes.
So we have to be very perceptive of what the person truly needs, or it's not generosity at that point. It's our projection of generosity. Is that correct?
Yeah. So that's why it's mentioned here. When you give things, if you are entourage, if they are not happy, tears come to their eyes and don't give, you see.
So Khenchen, before when you talk about giving Dharma, you mentioned paying attention to the vessel.
Yes.
So in this case, you're also paying attention to the vessel, even though you maybe not be giving Dharma. Because if that person's not ready to get it, it may...
Yeah, basically when they give means when the person asks, request. But also you look at this glutton. Glutton, Yeah. So that's why I say when you cultivate bodhicitta, say how much steps you need, you see. Step by step, that's what I mean. It's not just being nice, smiling. It has to be very tough. That's what Bodhisattva needs, such great skill, bravery. So the bravery, courage, based on wisdom, compassion, this means skillful, see.
Sometimes in giving advice, it's not taken well at the beginning. Because people have defenses.
That also you have to be careful.
Yes.
So sometimes you say, I wish I didn't say that, because sometimes they're not happy what you said, Because you try to say something very sincerely to help. What to do, what not to do, about for example, like a center, what to do, what not to do, so you should be doing this, should be not doing that. And there are some people resented. Then you think, I shouldn't have said that, Shut up my mouth, Yes.
So the Buddha gave his body to the tiger
Yes.
and her cubs. They ate him.
Yes.
What? That was his death?
No, that was when he was a bodhisattva. That was
That time he was Bodhisattva called.
Oh, that was a different life.
Yes, before, many before.
Oh.
Yes.
So that had been
Yeah.
incarnation.
Yes, another reincarnation, yes. Yes.
So generosity is a means of breaking our addiction to grasping, which then means
Yes,
that
letting go.
which then furthers reinforces emptiness.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I'm getting it.
Yeah, you're getting that. Basically, when you practice this, you feel rejoiced that you could do something, releasing your attachment. You rejoice, bringing the peace, happiness. That's what about, see. Which you are not expecting, but if you do it, it just comes. It comes as the result of the cause, you see. It's not saying that you have to do this. I'm not forcing you to do this. But if you do this way, see. That makes better sense, isn't it? So then we say, okay. Yes.
Do you practice generosity when you see a need or when they ask you?
That's it.
Like, when you see a need, you practice generosity, or when you're being asked, you practice generosity?
Oh, yes. Usually, also you have to see conditions. See the conditions. Some may ask you. That also you look at carefully whether it's really needed or not. Also, as mentioned, there's called glutton. There's some gluttons, mentally glutton, physically glutton. In such case, you have to look at carefully. Or some places even they don't ask. Maybe you see they need. So look at this carefully. And then when you do as is mentioned there, just do it very sincerely. Okay, now, please take a deep breath. So now, please now rejoice to this morning our session about the practice of generosity. As I mentioned, bodhicitta is the center of our focal focus. That's our principle to practice the bodhicitta. So keep the bodhicitta in your heart. Now to polish that bodhicitta, then these all practices are designed slowly. Mm-hmm. So appreciate, rejoice. So I'm so fortunate. Still it's a long way to go, but that's the how to go. And this precious human life brought us such a great meaning. That's the purpose of the life, precious human life. So please rejoice, relax, be happy. Mm-hmm. Just by hearing these teachings are so precious. As I mentioned, it's about the mind. is how to handle the complexity of the mind. How to bring this mind into the enlightened state, or on the way to enlightenment. So with this, we'll say few dedication prayers. Please open page 32. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind, root and lineage lamas, divine assemblies of yidams, assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, yogins, yoginis, and dagin, dwelling in the 10 directions. Please hear my prayer. May the virtues collected in the 3 times by myself and all sentient beings in samsara and nirvana, in the innate root of virtue, not result in the 8 worldly consumption, the 4 causes of samsara, or rebirth as Sharavaka or partaker Buddha. May all matter sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me in mind, obstructors for harm, misleading maras, and the hordes of demons, experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May the attachment to fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May my mind stream be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and through that may become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinite of space. May I gain supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May the torment of suffering not arise even at the time of my death. May I not die with the negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of the mind as such, and pervading clarity of Dharmata. May I in any case gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death in the pardon. By the virtues collected the 3 times by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of great Drikung Kagyu, who's omniscient, Lord of Dharma, Master of Intermittent, continue in increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rinpoché.